Mohamed. Great job writing these essays in order to prepare for IELTS. It's so important to write and get feedback on your writing so you can just continue to improve. So without further delay, let's take a look at these essays and see what you wrote. Task 1. The bar chart gives information about the numbers of people who own pets in different parts of the world from 1990 to 1998. Okay, great. Overall, it is clear that the numbers of pet owners in England and Scotland, don't forget the capitalized Scotland, were the highest compared to other countries. In contrast, Wales and Canada had the lowest percentage of, well, you could have said here animal ownership or pet ownership, because this is just as an expression, the syntax is just a little awkward, okay? All right, moving on. From 1990 to 1994, the numbers of pet owners increased throughout the years. In Wales till 1993, then declined again in 1994 to reach almost 150,000 in Wales. Okay. The figures in Canada and America fluctuated through this period. We usually say throughout, right here, throughout this period. Between around 150,000 to 300,000. Now, don't put these in brackets because it's as if you don't need it and that the sentence can stand without it. But it can't stand without it. So remove the parenthesis and just let it stand as it is. So it should say the figures in Canada and America fluctuated throughout this period between around 150 to 300,000 and 250,000 to 510,000 respectively. Okay, now I'm going to tell you about how I interpret these kinds of bar charts. I think they're a little complicated, but in fact, those aren't the figures for America and America and Canada. What you are referring to is the total, which includes just Wales, Canada, and America. So I don't think that's accurate. I mean, the numbers for those particular countries, I mean, for Canada, it's blue, and for America, it's burgundy. So it's just that which represent the numbers for those particular countries. I always find these particular bar charts a little difficult and challenging as well to understand, but just imagine that you spread out. Hang on, let's refer to it a little bit so you can see what I say. So, okay, imagine that rather than having it like this, you had like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6? Yeah, 6 countries here, and then 6 countries here. Okay, do you understand? So each year it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 countries. That's what you should be thinking about. However, when it's done like this, there's also a focus on the total number. So that's how this is different. I don't know if that made any sense, but what I'm trying to tell you is that imagine you have one year and then you have 6 different bars for these countries. Okay? Then you would understand what the figures are for each country. However, when it's done like this, what you're really focusing on is not only the individual countries, but also what the total is for that particular year. So the focus is a little different, all right? Now, the reason I'm mentioning that is because it changes your data quite a bit. And as you probably know, accurate data is rather important for your task achievement score, okay? Wait, can you see this? Let me make sure you see the correct. Here it is. Okay? So this is the data that I'm referring to. And let's just move on with your task 1. Okay, so let's take a look at where we were. The figures for Ireland here were the smallest. You didn't need one here. Were the smallest among other countries. In Scotland and England, the rate rose to reach the highest numbers in 1994. Let's see. Yep, that's true. From 1995 to 1998, the numbers in England, the numbers of people who had animals declined through this period to reach about 880,000 people in 1998. It is obvious that all the figures of the countries fluctuated except England, that experienced a stable ratio throughout this period. All right, so first of all, Mohammed, this really does seem rather short to me. I mean, you've mentioned all the countries at least once, but there's really very little information in general. You never really mention these total numbers, and like I explained to you before, this is why this bar chart is placed like this, why it's structured like this, so that you can get a sense of what the total number is for each year. So I would have liked to hear that the highest number of pet ownership was in 1994. That Scotland's numbers were fairly consistent throughout the period. That Ireland had some fluctuation, but was typically the lowest country among animal owners, but pet owners, and that essentially the real fluctuation occurred with the other countries. Okay, so basically you needed to think about the information a little differently, add a little more, and look at it a little more holistically. Okay, so let's go on to your other essay. Okay, and here it is. Let's just focus just on this. Well, hold on. Okay, so there is a debate about the international marketing, as some people see that it affects badly on our country, our society, sorry. Okay, so first of all, it should be there is a debate about international marketing, as some people sees that it affects our society badly, okay? Remember that you shouldn't separate your object from your verb. They need to go next to each other, and then everything that modifies that should go after that. Others think that it has a lot of benefits for our community. This should be 2 words here, a lot. This essay will discuss both aspects and agree with the second trend. Okay, watch your spelling here. International marketing plays a significant role in our society nowadays. However, a lot of people argue that it has drawbacks as it becomes more invasive and intrusive. Okay, invasive and intrusive, 2 adjectives here. Since the marketing, watch this, here you're typing, since the marketing relies on collecting information about everything in any country, so this may forms risk on people's privacy. Okay, careful. You already have a linking word here, since. So it should be, since marketing relies on collecting information about everything in a country, this may create risks on people's privacy and may expose a very, very sensitive information without because information is uncountable. Very sensitive information about the country to the public. Eventually, this may not be acceptable by a lot of policies that have been followed in different parts of the world without up. It doesn't really quite fit here, okay? On the other hand, there are tons of benefits of international marketing. No "the" is necessary. It can help in spreading ideas, languages, and culture worldwide, as well as it is a necessary and economical form of education. For instance, the widespread, this should be 1 word here, widespread use of smartphones around the world help people. The widespread use helps people in their daily lives and is one of the results of international marketing. Why? As soon as I see this, that you think that the spread of smartphones is the result of international marketing, I want to know why you think that. How are these 2 things connected, okay? Because you're putting forth a very interesting argument, but you need to support it with some sort of example or explanation. Okay, at present, we live in an open world, so we can see hundreds of products made in China are using in hundreds of other countries. Again, grammar here. We can see hundreds of products made in China that are used in other countries. I don't know how this is relevant to anything, really. I don't know how this fits with your development. This will also help to spread languages between nations, as businessmen, this is usually 1 word here, have to communicate with each other from different cultures. No, so it should be businessmen from different cultures have to communicate with each other. Again, I don't know how these ideas fit. I mean, this paragraph to me seems very disjointed. You need to have a central idea and somehow connect everything together a little better. Okay, so now on to your conclusion. In conclusion, there are lots of advantages of international marketing without the that outweigh the disadvantages. This positive trend will continue to grow in the future. All right, it's fine. Mohammed, so take a look at the corrections that I made. Do make a note of them. Do try to correct them. I really hope to see more essays from you. I think it's important to continue to get feedback so that you can improve. Okay, so good luck. Nice job. And I really, really hope to see more writing from you.